Hello, everyone. Welcome to Go Classes and to another mentorship session. So, I'm Pragati. Just the quickest brief about myself. I graduated last year and I started preparing for GATE CS in June 2025. And this year, my rank in GATE CS was 285 at about 70 marks after normalization. And I am joining IISc Bangalore MTech in CS. All right. So how we go about is that whoever has joined the session, please raise your hand if you like. You can discuss anything you want to regarding your preparation or any sort of doubt you have, and I would try to help with the best of my knowledge. So okay, I got one question in chat, but if it's possible for you all to unmute yourself and speak, then that would be better, I would say. But anyways, for now, taking the first question. Um, so I wanted to ask for your advice on something. Today I interviewed for assistant HR role. The company wants someone with a long-term commitment. The salary is about 20K, and I'd have to relocate for it. On the other hand, I've just started preparing seriously for GATE with Go classes, and my goal is to pursue MTech. I'm confused about whether I should accept the job or continue focusing on GATE. Since you've already been through this journey, I really value your perspective and thank you. Okay. All right. So for this, see, firstly, I do understand that, like, as you know, I genuinely believe that studying is also a privilege. Like, that's the biggest privilege you can get because, we see that, okay, people are preparing, everyone is doing it, but that is not the case. We only see the ones who are doing it. So many people are there who would want to do it, but maybe their situation doesn't allow them to. So one thing is that, financially, whether or not you can afford to not take that job. So if in you're in a condition where it is okay for you to not uh, be doing a job for this 1 year, then there are two things. Firstly, definitely you could manage your preparation along with job as well. But the thing is that you need to sort of analyze the pros and cons of everything. If you want to go in a technical field, since you want to do MTech also, and then you like the like computer science or the job roles related to that, and the one that you're being offered is assistant HR role, right? Now that is completely different from the technical background. So if whether or not like how your gate results come out to be, it doesn't matter. Like that's a separate thing. The first thing is that this won't be adding anything, any value to your resume or to your application or your profile, because the role is completely different. Okay. So even if you were in a situation that you were not giving it and only looking for a job, even then, once you join a role, it does become difficult to manage time for anything like other things, right? And if you survive, like if you stay at a particular role for 2 to 3 years, like 3 years is maximum, even for 2 to 3 years if you stay, then it's very tough for you to switch into another field. And if even if you do, you have to start from the very scratch. Now, this I'm telling, not with respect to Gate. And now when Gate comes in, see, 15 to 20K for the HR role, what I believe is that you can always land up such sort of a role if you are not willing to look at the, technical side or the job description of a particular job. And if you just barely want a job of 20K, then I really believe that that's possible to get anytime. You just maybe need to work like rigorously 1 month towards applying, connecting with people, and all of these things, and you will be able to get this sort of a job. When I had offers, so for a job, the only reason I went for it is that I knew that even if anything, like whatever the result of Gate comes, I will still have the technical field to continue with. So that actually really helped me with my Gate preparation also, because somewhere at the back of my mind I knew that I am also contributing to something else, and that something else was meaningful. I was working towards, in the IT sector, I was working on things that were technical, and that did make me feel better, right? I used to relate, like that was related to network, so even my Gate subjects I used to relate with my job. So that was the scenario for me. To you, the HR role, firstly I think that if you have to relocate, and as per what my understanding, these sort of roles which pay you the bare minimum, and for such roles, they are pretty exhaustive. The few such companies, non-tech non-tech roles that were being offered in my college as well, and I interviewed for them. So the experience I had was that the culture here is not that good, because when they are paying you the bare minimum, they mainly have that mindset of taking the most out of you, like giving you work that won't even add to your technical knowledge. So I would say that if you uh, quit your job, if you don't take the offer, then you also have to really remind yourself that you have left something for this great preparation, and you have to be very serious. But that would have been the case otherwise also. If you join also, then you have to remind yourself that this is not where you want to be, so you really have to give like gate exam very seriously. But see, every hour or every single day matters. So if you think that that job will you'll have to spend 5 or 6 days into the office, there is no work from home or policy also, and it will affect somewhere, and you can afford to study full time, then that will for sure make a difference. If you are confident in your computer science subjects and you think that you have mostly covered the subject, then for sure. But just doing if you're not ready even, and then also you prepare for a job, then that won't be, I would say, that nice, specifically because the job role is purely non-technical. So after a year, it won't even help you get anywhere with your job applications, or any tech role that you would want. So considering that, my suggestion would be, if you can afford to do that, then prepare seriously for gate. And somewhere we all know our potential, right? We do have that feeling within us. For example, when I was preparing for JE, my family really asked me to take a drop, but I didn't, because I felt that I had already given my best, and a drop year won't be that worthy for me. So I did not take a drop. So if you have that in you, that you think that you will be able to give your 100% and you believe in yourself, then you should be going with gate. Yes, I hope that answers your question. And just to summarize, if you want my perspective, then this type of profile will not add any value to your resume, right? um, like mostly it won't. And if you are doing it just for the money, then this kind of job you will get, anytime you work 1 month, you will be able to get such sort of a job. But again, I really emphasize that a gap year can be very negative later on for your interviews or anything. So the only way you can make the gap year justified is by getting a rank under 100. So if you are not taking up the job, then for sure you need to get all India rank under 100. Okay. Yes. Okay. So there is another question. Hi, in a day on average, how many hours of video you watched? So earlier, see, it mostly varied, but towards the end, I remember in November ish, like around those months, I used to watch about 12 hours. I remember because there were 4 hours video, and I used to watch like four of them. Like 3 to 4, I used to watch on 3x. Okay, so yeah, 3 to 4 hours video, 3 to 4 I used to watch. And along with it, I used to do some revision also and solve a few pyqs also. And that just automatically happened towards the end, because there were just 3 months remaining, and I had just discovered the go classes lectures, and there was a lot to cover. So that's why. But that's not a good situation to be in, because mostly what happens is that you are, like in such cases, you're not able to finish your syllabus. Like with me, I would say, like, I had to put a lot of effort into it. I barely slept, and that's not good on your health also. If you get sick before your exam, then eventually it will be not a good situation. So if you have to watch 10 to 12 hours of a lecture per day and do questions also, now is the time to do it. In November, you want yourself free for just revision and mock test. So in order to complete your syllabus by October, just study all day, try to give your best, sit for longer hours. Even if you think that your span of focus is 3 hours, try to sit for longer hours. Maybe just sit on your desk, take 15 minutes, listen to music, but try to increase your sitting hours, I would say, right? And watch as many lectures as you can, and with like properly understanding it as well. And I wasn't making notes, I was just watching the video and solving questions that were there, and just focused on learning. And with that, as I said, I watched about 3 to 4 lectures, each of 3 to 4 hours. Okay. So you're saying that you are able to do 7 to 8 hours in a day. Is it good? Yes, it is. It is good. But see, if you think that your syllabus is will come, you will be able to complete this much, like with this pace you will be able to complete your syllabus, then great. But if you feel like there are so many lectures, and how will I complete the syllabus by October, then in that case you'll have to maybe increase it slightly more, like maybe try to watch one more lecture. But if you think your syllabus is like you're good with the syllabus, then for sure this is really good. And in the remaining time, you're solving questions also, right, for the subjects that you have done earlier. So every day, just don't give all your time to watching lectures, because when you watch lectures you do understand things, but you need to be solving questions every day, so you are in a habit of applying those concepts also. If you just watch the lecture, it won't help that much. Like, to give your best, you need to be solving questions also. That will teach you how to remember the lectures that you have watched and how to apply that in questions. So every day, do questions as well. Start with pyqs. If you have completed, then start with the test series, and uh, you know the weekly quizzes, whatever there is, but do questions every day, and revision as well, right? Okay. All right, another question is, any other entrance exams you should fill with gates? Yes. See, for entrance exams, I've heard there is one for Triple IT Hyderabad, right? There is one, is that I did not fill it. I fill only for the exams that I applied for was just Gate CS, then Gate DA, and along with that, I applied for a few PSUs. It was ISRO and BARC. These two I applied for. So if you are looking, if you want to get into a PSU, then, or if you just want to attend a really good interview, then apply for these two. You could apply for these two exams as well. The syllabus is very similar to GATE. Just one or two topic is extra. That also, it's not tough. Very basic. Software engineering is that's extra, and rest everything is same as of GATE. Uh, and also, this answer is incomplete. I mean, I've heard a few other colleges also, but I'm sorry, I did not really research about that, because my goal was specifically just GATE. So, but there are other colleges also. So you can just, just Google it once, other entrance exams that are similar to GATE, and I'm sure you'll get it. All right. Another question is in chat is that you're starting your GATE DA preparation now. Is it possible to complete the entire syllabus and score well in the exam? If yes, what strategy should I follow? Yes, it is possible for sure. Are you preparing like full? Have you taken a drop, or are you a college student, or doing it with job? If it's possible for you to answer. Rifana, if I'm pronouncing it right. Okay, so if you're preparing only for gate and you have the whole day for yourself, then definitely this is, I would say, just the sufficient amount of time you would be able to do it. But again, it's not like late or anything. But if you compare, because it's after all a competitive exam, right? You are in a competition, and there are many people who prepare beforehand also. But the timeline doesn't really matter. If you have started now, just give a lot of hours from now on only, right? Your entire day should go towards watching lecture itself. Now, to complete the any strategy is that, see, in terms of sequence, I would suggest you to finish the first module of linear algebra and probability as soon as possible for you, because then you will start with machine learning. It's slightly tougher than the rest of the subjects. Tougher in the sense that you need to really sit and understand it. Maybe a lot of times you'll have to rewind things and rewatch a particular lectures or go through a few derivations again and again. So for that, try to finish linear algebra and probability at the earliest, because that will give you a edge when you start studying machine learning, because it, you will understand things better. If it's possible for you, complete entire linear algebra like quickly, the first module of probability, and then the first module of calculus, and then you start machine learning. Then if you are bored with machine learning, then 1 or 2 days you can finish calculus second module, and then the probability second module. Now the rest of the subjects are DBMS. That's also not that math. See, the rest of the subjects are a lot of math. So DBMS, maybe you will find fun once you complete 3 to 4 subjects of mathematics. See, if you do the tougher subjects first, then when you see something easy, you give, you know you can complete it quicker. Instead, if you start with the easier subjects, then you take your own sweet time, and then for the tougher subjects, it just keeps getting tougher then, right? Whereas if you cover the tough subjects first, then then when the easy one comes, then you're able to handle it better. So I would suggest doing machine learning first, and for that it's better if you complete LA and probability module 1, then machine learning, then you do the module 2 of the other subjects, and fit in DBMS somewhere between, and AI also. I haven't done the AI course, so I'm not sure. I remember the 1 week time we have between gate CS and gate DA, I saw a few lectures of AI, and I found it somewhat theoretical in terms compared to other subjects. So these, I think, you will be able to understand easier. So just the only like strategy I mentioned, and apart from that, just study the entire day. Linear algebra, I would say you can finish it in a, like, at least module 1 you can finish in like a week maximum, I would say, right? um I would say LA module 1 and calculus module 1 you should be targeting almost like in a week, because there are so many examples in the video. In every lecture there's so many examples taken now that you will understand it very, very nicely, right? So just watch the lectures, don't make notes again. There's no need of making notes, because the long notes will get too lengthy, and there's no point also, because the annotated notes are too good. If you want to have a quick revision, then there are summary notes by in the topper note sections as well. So go through the annotated notes, go through the notes, the topper notes provided as well, see which ones you understand better, and then refer one resource, but do not make your own notes with the amount of time that's left. Okay. Now, if you have any follow-up question, you could ask in the chat. Meanwhile, how to handle GATE, CS, and DA together? Can I complete CSE syllabus and then DA? See, Tanya, I don't think that that is possible, because even if you finish a syllabus, right, you need to revise it multiple times. And I feel like the number of questions that you have the entire PYQs. Then you have, okay, there's one question on notes. I'll just answer after this one, okay? So there are so many PYQs, there are so many weekly quizzes. Then when you take the test series, there are so many questions, and those questions are, I can't emphasize enough on how important those questions are. They are going to prepare you for any new question that's going to come in the gate exam. And I am so sure that if you do the test series, right, the subject wise, like full length test is one thing, but the topic wise test and the subject wise test which are there in the test series, if you complete all of them, like try to do the most of them, because each question is very tricky, and it's specifically designed so that you learn that particular concept from that question. So doing all that, it won't be possible for you to do CS and then DA. I was also not preparing for both. I was just preparing for CS. It's just that in my college time, I was targeting a job, and that too in the field of data science. So I had some knowledge of ML, and you know, Python I knew, and then DBMS is common. Then LA is also common some part. So just I barely qualified DA. I got about 55 marks, which is not that good in DA. So that means, what I mean to say is that I was preparing for CS only. So I would say that you focus on one subject itself. Okay, both are not really possible, because see, maths is also on advanced level, then machine learning is also a tough subject. You need to give time, like at least 1 month, I would say. Okay, if you have to properly do machine learning. So, and then AI, because there is no point just preparing for two exams and then doing okay in both. You would want to do good in one exam itself. Okay, yes, Tanya. So definitely, if you want to do take CS, like MTech, if you want to do in computer science, then for sure focus on CS itself. DA is just like, see, there are a lot of overlap is there. I would say 50 marks, 40 marks at least you will be able to get in DA, right? And then after CS, if CS happens first and there's time in DA, you, if you want to, you could watch one shot lectures, marathon, and all that. But that is just because, I did that just to see, how my DA exam goes and how I'm able to do. But a primary focus should be just one. If you're preparing for CS, then for sure prepare for CS itself, right? That would be good enough. Okay. And even if you have completed your syllabus, just keep revising, keep solving questions. There's a lot to do, right? I don't think you will be in a situation where you feel that you have that much time and now you should be giving it to DA. Just do CS. Okay, so there is a question. I'm making short notes for completed notes but not able to revise daily. How to manage? See, if you're making short notes, have you completed your syllabus? Like, I would want some context over here. You have not put your name, but whoever asked about the short, like revision strategy, let me know whether, like, how much syllabus have you completed, and for now, are you doing have you completed syllabus, then have you completed PYQs, then from where you're like, are you doing weekly quizzes or watching new lectures? Have you done the PYQs also? Except compiler design, you have finished all the lectures, and have you done the PYQs also? And entire maths, everything, have you done the PYQs? Okay, so all right. So now you're making short notes, but not able to revise daily. See, first of all, if you have done, see, apart from a compiler design, you have done all subjects. So I would say that, the subjects that you finished first, for example, that is operating system. Okay. So now what you do is that, take this weekend, revise the long notes. Okay, don't go on short notes for now. You revise the long notes of operating system from starting to end. Okay, and just when you revise a topic, like say in operating system, whatever topic comes first, as soon as you finish that topic, you go on the PYQs. If you had solved it already, any question which you have marked as tricky or tough one, you solve that, right? Or what you can do is, you know if you haven't done the PYQ for that topic, then you do the PYQ. This, so revise the topic and then solve the PYQ, or you just revise the entire subject at once only. And what this is how you'll do the revision. Okay, you need to, because now your syllabus is complete, so you have to do revision, focus mainly on revision only now. So you can maybe just give 3 hours every day to solving, like watching lectures for compiler design. Meanwhile, you do the long notes ka revision for the rest of the subjects. And I would say take the test series, the subjects that you've completed first. As soon as you revise the long notes, go on the next subject for the long notes revision. And parallelly, you do the test series and the weekly quiz, whatever you want, in whatever sequence you want to do the test series and the weekly quiz for that subject. Okay, so because in test series now there are so many uh, like topic wise test also, like from every topic there are at least 15 questions. So there are a few topics that are very like straightforward. You would think that okay, it's just a very short topic, but then in the question, like maybe in disk management, right, it feels like there are only a few formulas. But when you give the topic wise test, right, there are about 2 to 3, whatever it is, you give it, then those questions are really very tough and you will be learning a lot from those. So you have to, like, the more you do, the better your chance is to getting a very good all India rank in gate exam. So I think you're doing great that you have completed your syllabus. So for now you start with the test series, and also attempt the test series would make a lot more sense if you have revised the long notes of that subject. So to summarize, you revise the long notes of a subject, then you pick another subject to revise, and parallelly you give the topic wise and subject wise test of the subject that you had just revised. Okay, and don't be disheartened or demotivated if you're not able to solve questions from that, because they are tough. Slowly you will build that skill of problem solving, that you will be able to visualize questions, think in broader directions, in different ways of applying a formula or a concept. That will come slowly, but in the beginning your aim is to solve such questions. So I would say that with this space you will be able to complete almost the entire test series, and the revision also. You have sufficient time, right? And I think if you are having difficulty in revising things, or if you feel like you're forgetting things, that's completely normal. Even if you make long notes, short notes, all kind of notes, even if you revise it, you will still forget it after a month. You'll have to revise it again. So it's just that, slowly, with the number of times you keep revising, the time taken to revise that subject will keep getting lesser, because the first time you're going through every single point. The next time when you revise the same notes, then you will know that, okay, this topic comes easy to me, this one I usually face problems. So then only those topics you will be uh, focusing, right? So you are giving test series by revising modules in each subject. Yes, that is great. So basically you revise a topic, then you give the topic wise test and the subject wise test, right? So that you're doing great. And as I said, you will keep forgetting things, even that then also, even when I revised a subject 2 to 3 times, did all PYQs, even then I used to forget a subject. So the only thing you can do right now is try to, not get bored, because usually when we have covered something, then we do feel bored. But you have done great, and with the time remaining, if you still put the same energy every single day, you will get a very good rank. So just keep revising every day, I would say. That's it. You're solving the question, making short notes out of it. That's wonderful. And I mean, I think you would be doing that also. But just a suggestion, when you're giving a test series, if you come across a tough question or any concept that you're learning, make a note of it, keep a note of it, so that you revise that also, because the question also you will most probably forget after a month. You will have to revise it again. So either mark it to your favorites if there is an option to, or you write it, the concept, in a notebook. Whatever you do, just keep that concept handy so that you could revise it later. And I would say, I really want to emphasize on it, that the revision of long notes is very important. So see, you're doing it topic wise, that's one thing, but again, you sit one day, and if you get, see, with revision, if you think you're having trouble, then set a target. As I said, this Saturday Sunday, you keep 2 hours each day or 3 hours each day for what. See, Saturday Sunday to you'll have by yourself, right? Keep 3 hours every day, maybe morning 6 to 9 or whatever the time is, for watching compiler design lectures. And for the rest of the day, both Saturday, Sunday, you complete the entire long notes revision of maybe operating system, or COA, whatever subject it is. You complete, if you have made handwritten notes or you have annotated notes, whatever it is, from starting to end, just revise it once. Okay, because question practicing is for sure important, but revision of the long notes is equally important. Short notes come handy later on, when you're doing the test series, when you want to refer to something specific, or you just want a quick go through. But now you have time, you would want to revise the long notes properly, right? 2 to 3 times at least. So whatever subject you're doing, continue doing this, that okay, you revise a topic, then give the test. But also make sure that you are revising a subject also from starting to end with no distraction. Just go through that theory. That is very boring, and also it does feel like it's time waste, because you're not solving any question, you're not learning any new concept. It's just what you have written, you're just reading it, right? So it does feel slightly boring and a waste of time as well, but it is not. It is very, very important. So if you're not doing that, then please do it. Okay, you're solving questions, everything, that is great, but also revise the long notes from starting to end. uh, that will help you for sure. It will help you retain things. And also, it's very common to keep forgetting things. The only thing that you have to do is keep revising it again, and don't waste a single day, because I feel like if you've done all your syllabus and everything, then you might get a bit slow, because now you could don't waste your time in thinking what I should be doing or how I should be revising. Don't try to strategize it that much. It's very simple. You have watched the lectures, you have done the PYQs, go over the tougher PYQs again, and if not, then this time keep marking the questions, because even in the test series that you're doing, keep marking the questions which you had difficulty in. So while revising, you would know what to do. Okay. And it's very simple. You have done it. Just keep revising it. Keep solving the test series, and just revision is the key, right? And solving questions. So just keep doing that. Okay. So, Shreyas, you have a question that it takes too much time to make notes. Any solution? I'm first time in any mentorship session. Okay, so yes, it does take a lot of time making notes. When I started preparing in June, I was doing COA and DBMS, and it took me a lot of time making notes for these two subjects, which is why I covered it very, very late. Then I realized that there is no point making notes. So, with the time that is remaining, if you're targeting GATE 2027, with the time that you have left, you cannot be making notes also, because it's not really like it won't help you, right? You would rather want to give that time into solving questions and or revision or completing the syllabus. Okay, because notes, the lectures that you're watching, right, you have the same slides that are available. So one thing is that if you go through the topper's notes, okay, whatever notes you're understanding, you can go through that. Now usually with me, I don't understand others handwriting. If something, there's a scan copy of PDF, or there is a digital notes or any sort of notes PDF which I haven't seen before, it takes me a lot of time to understand it, which is why I don't do that. I don't refer to notes which aren't mine. But in case of annotated notes, you are studying from those PPTs and slides. When sir is teaching, that's what you watch, and the same PPT is available after the lecture. So I would suggest that if in case that you don't understand the topper notes, you can also refer to the annotated notes. That's what I also did. So the key here would be, as soon as you finish a lecture, you just go through the PPT right after it. It will take you barely 5 minutes, because you have just seen the lecture. You will understand everything, because if you don't do that now, then later when you come back to revising these annotated notes, you won't understand anything. It will feel very messy, because usually these are about 100 to 200 slides, but it's not too much, right? Because it's PPT, right? It's not PDF. So just watch a lecture, go through its PDF right after it, and then refer that later on for your notes revision. And long notes revision you have to do. If you want to make short notes while watching a lecture, you could do that, but long notes are very important. Short notes come into the picture later. First of all, long notes you'll have to revise at least 2 times before you start your full length mock test. So what I did was that for all 10 subjects, I had a folder on my laptop, and I it will take some time. Any one day you sit and you put make Okay. So any one day you sit and make 10 folders, and you add the PDFs or the annotated notes in each one of them. So make like you'll have a folder separately and PDFs in each one of it. So now whenever you want to revise a subject, you just open that folder, open all the PDFs, and your target would be like to close. Like I used to say for CN, there are about 20 PDFs, just for example. So I open all of them. I go through every single one of it, every line, because you need to revise at least 2 times. You need to revise the entire notes. So then I used to close that PDF which I have done, and slowly this is how the entire subject is revised. So that is what you can do. Okay. Don't make notes. Okay. There's a hand that's raised. I'll unmute you. Just a second, right before that. Okay. Yes, Arya, you can ask your question.
Hello. Hello.
Yes. Yes. Hi.
Yes, am I audible?
Yeah. Yeah. You are.
Yeah, actually, hello, my name is Arya. So
Yes.
basically, I'm from a chemical branch, like doing a
Okay.
pursuing a GATE exam.
Yes.
like doing that exam,
Yeah.
and accordingly, like I'm doing my internship also.
Okay.
And for that, the time is or like I leave my house at 7 a.m. and come by 8 p.m. in the evening.
Okay.
So for that, I want to like a guidance from you, like how to do everything.
Okay. See, so have you completed any syllabus like till now?
Yes,
Any subjects?
actually, I'm just left with two subjects. Then over. Like
Okay.
yeah, in my last year, I just completed every syllabus, but
Yes.
just like didn't revise for that.
Okay. And did you study from these Go classes lectures itself?
Yes, like
Okay.
actually I did, but
Hmm.
from here I just left with two subjects. That's it.
Okay. All right. And what about the PYQs? Have you done any or you're yet to do?
No, not yet. I have done. Like I'm just
Okay.
doing the DPP solving yet, but
Yes.
after that I was just like bit confused for my internship work also, and even that managing this gate work
Yeah.
too.
Yes. So safe. Yeah, firstly, in terms of chemical background or whatever background, I think it doesn't matter because for every subject, it started from the very beginning. You don't really need to have any prerequisites as such. So for sure, your chemical branch won't matter here for if you're giving gate, right? And then see, you've completed most of your syllabus, but still there's a lot. You know the revision itself is a tedious task to do, but with internship I can understand that it could get tough to manage time, but that's something that like the effort that you'll have to put if you're coming back home that late, then you need to get yourself in a routine where you are able to put at least 4 hours or 5 hours even after coming from your work, because you need to see if you have completed your syllabus, but if you haven't solved any questions and you did not revise it, then it is, I would say, as good as not doing it at the first place. So if you watch the lectures, that will help you a lot because now you need to just revise it. So for if you have just two subjects remaining, I would say that give maybe 2 hours a day to watching lectures, and the rest of the time, like start with those 2 hours. First you just watch the new lectures, okay, then that's done. For the rest of the subjects, in the first few days you revise a subject, the entire long notes, okay. If you have made notes, then you could refer that. If you have not made notes, then go through the annotated notes because you've seen the lecture, so now you won't have to give time to that. Now note making, reading is also a very tough task to do if when you're doing it for the first time, because we forget things even though we have seen the lecture, so it takes a lot of time into just reading it and trying to relate and remember what sir said at this time or how it makes sense. So it does take time, but like you'll have to give that time, because if you do it now, then when you will be revising before exam, then the revision will be very quick, right? Because anyways one time, so you have to revise the long notes. So now is the perfect time to do it, and also most of your syllabus is also complete, so you just do focus on the revision, and as soon as you do the revision, I would suggest you to start solving the PYQs, because you're doing the DPP. Those are also good questions, but PYQs are like non-negotiable. You have to solve the PYQs. So PYQs you do subject wise. First, you revise a particular subject. Maybe if you do computer networks, you revise computer networks. Go through the entire long notes. If entire long notes feel boring, then you revise topic wise, like maybe do physical layer and data link layer first, and then you do the topic wise questions of data link layer, and then you revise network layer notes, then you solve PYQs of network layer, and slowly till application layer, when you revise the notes, then entire notes revision is done, and then the PYQs are also done. And when you're doing the PYQs, mark or save or highlight whatever, just keep the questions with you which you were not able to do it in the first place. And ideally, when you have, like, if you want to have a benchmark, then if you have revised a particular topic, then 60 to 70% of the questions you should be able to do on your own, okay. And And if you are not able to, then that means that you're forgetting that topic, which is why you revise the notes first and then to the PYQ. Now it's best if you just do the entire subject at once also, because see, once you are revising it like the entire notes, then when you solve the PYQ, then you're doing it topic wise, so every topic you're going through again. But that could be boring, or it might lead you to revise the same topic twice, once while revising and once while solving PYQ. So you can follow this strategy also, that you revise a topic and then do the PYQ. So this you have to do for all of the 8 subjects which you have done. Okay. So overall, by October, like you still have, like you have August, September, and this July also, almost half. So in 2.5 months, I would say that you will be able to revise all your 8 subjects. Okay. And you will also be able to complete the 2 remaining subjects as well, even if you are able to give 3 to 4 hours after coming from work. Now I know it's not just like, even if you give just this much time, it's a lot when you come back from somewhere, but that's the extra effort that you are putting, right? And you will have to put that effort, because that will give you good results as well. And then on weekends, your entire day will be just studying and studying. Okay. Now you do these things. Okay. And since only 2 subjects are left, I would say give only maybe or 1.5 hour, like just watch 2 lectures or 1 lecture. Do it like that every day, just be consistent. And PYQs, I would suggest you to solve every day. Because now if somebody is just starting, then their target is to complete the syllabus first, so they would spend their day in mostly completing the lectures, but you have already done it. So for the remaining 2, 1 hour is enough, or 1 2 hour, whatever. But for the rest of the time, do focus on revising. And I know that when you will start revising, you will feel like you don't remember the subject at all. But uh, don't get demotivated by that. That is very normal. Even if you have done a don't think that, okay, it's you're at no good, or you are not in a good state. You are in a very better state. If you had not had completed the syllabus only, then it would have taken you so much longer to complete. But you have already done it. Just give the time whatever it takes to revision, and that will help you solve the PYQs. So by October, all 10 subjects should be completed with one round of revision of the full, like complete long notes. And along with it, all PYQs also should have been completed by then. That should be your target to be done before October. If you're able to do it, then if possible, revise subjects again also. Like if you started your revision with computer network, then by September end, you do computer network again also. Like do as many times as possible. PYQs, you have to do every single one of them. And the weekly quiz also, you try to do it in between only, because see, towards the end when you start the test series, you'll have to do revision, and test series is so long, there are so many tests, you won't be getting time to solve the weekly quiz also. So right now you could focus on PYQs, revision, completing the 2 subjects, and as many weekly quiz as possible till uh, like October. This should be your target, and then you'll again revise things for the second or third time, and then take the test series and all that you'll do. Okay. And I would say, if possible for you, you need to I would say at least one month, like in January, at least 20 days. You'll if there is any such thing, like you could save your leaves and take it together or something, then save it for that time. Because in the last 15 to 20 days of your exam, you need to be in a really good state of mind, and you need to only think about like just the exam. Like I believe that if I did had not taken those 20 days off, then maybe my result won't have been like this. Like it could have been bad also. So it depends. And work also, you have to manage. After getting back, you do need to give a lot of time. Okay. You need to revise. Even if you revise a subject now, and if you don't do it for 2 months, then you will forget it completely. So revision is very important. And not just revision, like revision and revision of the PYQs also. That is why I'm saying, when you will be solving PYQs, you mark the questions which you are not able to do, and make sure that if you have revised a subject, PYQs you are able to do properly. You should be able to like solve PYQs. For test series, I agree, it's tough, but PYQs you should be able to do.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Just a second. If there's a question that I will be completing quiz and test PYQ by end of October. Only 20 mock tests will be remaining. I want to get 75 marks and get AI under 100, giving on average 8 to 12 hours a day, solving minimum 50 to 70 questions, which include quiz PYQ. What things you think I need as an improvement and what better I can do? Okay, so I'm assuming that you have completed all your subjects by now, right? So, see, I think you're in the best position right now. So, the only thing that you could do is to maintain it, right? Don't get slow. Don't think that you have done enough and like everything will happen. You need to, again, put this effort consistently. See, one thing you could do is that keep revising. Don't forget the notes, I would say. There are a lot of small things which are there in the notes that are important. And since you have a lot of time along with questions, you my only suggestion would be that you revise the long notes as well, right? Because with every in every question, okay, in every subject, question can be picked from anywhere. So, and if you have done so many questions also, it won't take you that much in revising the notes also. And maybe you're doing that as well. So, but just to highlight, do revise the long notes. It's very important. And then all your tests will be completed by October. That's great. What you could do is that while you are completing these tests, make sure that whatever you are learning, right, just write it down in a notebook. Because see, even if you give a test right now, if you give a test today, you analyze it, what you feel like you understood the concept, you will somehow like you will forget it after 2 months, because there are still like there's still a lot of time left before gate, and you wouldn't want to forget these concepts. So one is that you revise the long notes, still just keep revising. The second is that you whatever you are learning from the test that you are giving, be it quiz, PYQ, whatever, make sure you either highlight that question, take a screenshot of it, or just if write it in a notebook what you learned from there, right? Just that, not the whole question answer thing, just that. The third is that, I mean, honestly, these two things are enough. If you are solving questions, and the only purpose of solving questions is to learn by them, right? It's not to get like full marks. Not every test is for you to just get full marks. You give tests to learn from that, okay? If you are giving a test and you are able to do everything, um, then that's great. If that means that you know everything. But in case that the questions are not good enough, then you know and you don't take away anything from the test, and that's also not worthy of your time. So you just write your learnings, make sure you revise that, and then I don't think anything else is needed. So you're making a PDF per subject for which uh question I was unable to solve in first attempt. Yes, that's great. Keep revising, keep doing the long notes. And what you could do is that now you can try and maybe focus on you know like details. Like if you're not able to solve a question, you maybe need to analyze it in a way that either were you forgetting a concept, so you'll have to revise that subject, or were you not able to think in that direction, right? Then with revising, you need to see, like, just not just read the solution, but think it like why you were not able to do it, what knowledge you had, and what extra was needed in that question. So this way you start analyzing. So if you just forgot a concept, then that's easy, you just need to revise. If you made a silly mistake, you make a note of it. If you are not able to just completely like think only of how it came up, or you don't or you didn't know the concept only, then also great, because you learned something new. But just try to maybe analyze every question, and rest, I think it's perfect. You just need to keep going this way and nothing else. One thing you could do, another thing that could help is that since you have completed most of the things and you're doing just the questions, then you could be a bit active on the Gate Overflow website, right? There are a lot of questions that are asked which are mostly tricky. So you either do that, or if you want to solve, if you see any challenging question, right, you try to answer that also, because when you answer it, then you look at all approaches of it, right? So these are a few extra things you do. But apart from that, you are doing really good. I mean, best of luck. Just make sure you're revising, because then otherwise, whatever effort you're putting right now, if you don't revise it, then there's no point. So just revision is the only suggestion I would make to you. uh, that's it, just revision. Okay, so another question is it necessary to make notes? No, it's not, uh, Krishna, it's not necessary to make notes. You could just like refer the topper notes or annotated notes. That's that's enough. And if you want something short to revise towards the end, then you could either make short notes of any important concepts, or one thing that I suggest making note or taking note of is that, as I said, when you're solving a question, if you come across something that you didn't know earlier, or something that's tricky, then you make a note of it. Other than that, no, notes are not important. It won't really add anything, which you won't miss out on anything if you don't make notes. Okay, I'll just see if there's any other question in chat. Okay, so okay, I'll take this last question, which is, can you guide me on which gate DA subject I should complete each month from July to Jan? I'm studying from Go classes and I'm confused about how to set monthly targets based on their lectures. If you were preparing for Go classes course, how would you divide the subjects and lecture month by month? Okay, so see, if there is ideally you would want to complete your syllabus by October. So you have July, like almost half July, then August, September, October. So 3.5 months you have. And see, I don't know if I remember all the gate DA subjects, but I would say in July you can complete, like, in the 15 days targets that's left, I would say that you can complete calculus module 1 and linear algebra module 1. These two things, so you will be able to complete in this month itself. Okay. Then in August, like, it's just a sequence, like, you do according to yourself only. Just I would say that this much time, if you're just starting, then this much time is enough for doing LA module 1 and calculus module 1. Now in the next month you could do uh, LA module 2, probability entire, and calculus module 2. So then in July you have completed these three subjects. Along with it, if you are getting bored with just maths, then you could be doing, see, you can complete this very easily if you're not making notes, and you don't need to make notes as well, because in every lecture, see, there are so many questions, right? In maths especially, so many questions are there. You just sit with a rough notebook, pause the video, try to solve it on your own, and don't give that much time. Like, you pause it, just try it out for 2 minutes, and that is only because when sir tells the solution, you will be able to, like, relate better, understand better, if you had tried the question first, right? That's a sort of strategy that you stay active in the while watching the lectures. So in the next, like, basically by August you can do entire probability, calculus, linear algebra, and DBMS also, because see, when you will be doing so much of maths, then when you come across a theoretical subject, it would seem interesting for sure. So these you can try to complete. Then in the next month you can try to do machine learning, and along with machine learning you could do any easier subject, right? Two subject in parallel, so you don't get bored. And while doing ML, you keep revising linear algebra, probability, calculus. So do the revision of the subjects you have completed. Like, revision in the sense, you do the PYQs of those subjects. Solve the PYQs only after you have completed a subject. Okay, because in the lectures are already so many questions. So just when you complete a subject, then after that you start a new subject, and in parallel you do the PYQs and the weekly quiz and everything along with it. Okay, and your syllabus is to complete the syllabus, like, your target is to complete the syllabus by October. Then you think how you have to do it and how many subjects you have to allocate for that target to be completed. Okay. And for revision, would you suggest annotated notes or topper notes? And see, for notes, it's a like personal preference. You could refer anything. Topper notes also, see, for me, I don't understand notes which aren't mine, or which I haven't seen before. It takes me a lot of time, and I eventually lose interest. So annotated notes I understand better, because we study from those notes, right? It's not like we write it, but even if we were to write it, we would have written it in that order in which we are studying. So when you're looking at those PPTs where sir is writing, you understand it better. That which is why annotated notes made more sense to me. But see, for every lecture there is a PDF, right, or PPT, whatever you want to say, and there are so many lectures. So it would be tough for sure if you go by annotated notes, because they are lecture by lecture, whereas topper notes, I feel that they are still combined, right? So that would be a difference. If you understand topper notes, go with it. I didn't, so I went with annotated notes. As long as you're revising everything, it's okay, no matter from where you do it. Okay. So I think like we are almost done with an hour. If there are any questions left, then I'll take it in the next session. Okay. Because I also have to go somewhere. So for now, I think that's fine. Okay. You could ask me on LinkedIn or anywhere, but I mean, I'll try to reply, but otherwise, we can catch up in the next mentorship session whenever that's scheduled. Okay. Thank you and have a good day and best of luck.